algebraic expression for consecutive numbers. We'll try to understand what are consecutive numbers and how to write an algebraic expression to represent them. Part 1 of this question is, if n is an even integer, write expressions for next 3 even integers. Now even integer is something like 2, 4, 6, right? So let us assume that 2 is one of the even integers. The next even integer will be 4 and the next will be 6. How do we get them? We actually get them by adding 2, right? So if you add 2 to the previous term, you get the next term, correct? So that gives you an idea. If n is an even integer, so n is your even integer, write expressions for next 3 even integers. So the next integer should be n plus 2, and then it will be n plus 2 plus 2, that means n plus 4, and next will be n plus 4 plus 2, which gives me n plus 6. So that is how you can get next 3 even integer, okay? And these numbers which come together, we call them consecutive numbers. So here these are 4 consecutive even integers, right? So we can always, or we can also say that these are 4 consecutive even integers, right? So I hope you understand what is the meaning of consecutive numbers. So in this case the numbers are even, so we are saying 4 consecutive even integers are n, n plus 2, n plus 4 and n plus 6, where n is an even integer, right? I hope you understand this part. Now let's look into the next part, which is, if n is an odd integer, write expression for next 3 odd integers. Well, this is very similar to what we just did. So you can pause the video, write down your answer, and then check with mine. Just to understand, if n is odd integer means kind of like this: 1, right, 3, 5, 7. So these are next integers. How do you get them? You get them by adding 2, right? So here also you add 2, right? So the numbers could be n, where n is odd this time, okay? The next will be n plus 2, then n plus 4, and n plus 6, right? So that is how we can get consecutive odd or even integers, okay? Now a problem for you. So the problem is, if sum of 4 odd consecutive integers is, let us say, 7, then find their value. So what are these 4 consecutive, that means which come together, integers whose sum could be 7, right? So you can solve this equation now. So first make an equation, write down your integers, add them up, equate to 7, and find the value of n, and then you can get value of others. So that is how you can solve equations or problems relating numbers which come together or consecutive numbers. I hope that's clear, right? We'll do one more video on this so that you really get the sense of consecutive numbers. Thank you and all the best.